Frito-Lay is part of PepsiCo, and we are representing our supply chain side of the business and our sales side of the business, as we do have open roles in both. We have internships and full-time. So this is who you get to talk with today. We have our three awesome business leaders at the top here. So Ignacio, Nicole, and Julia. And then who you see at the bottom is who will also be participating in the mock interviews, our fearless HR team. So Molly, Bethany, Aaron, Evan, and myself, Kayla. So here is the agenda. So we'll talk a little bit about leaders at PepsiCo. We'll give a company overview. We'll talk supply chain and sales, give you time for Q&A, and then the last bit of time we will do our mock interviews. So leaders at PepsiCo. So PepsiCo has a very unique approach to career. So we believe that it's up to your manager, the organization, but also mostly you to help drive your career and to help gain critical experiences within the company that helps you grow and assemble a diverse set of those critical experiences to build skills and knowledge. So a little bit about PepsiCo. So we made more than $64 billion in 2018. We have over $22 million brands. So you can see our beverages and our foods there below that I'm sure you have eaten before. We are in over more than 200 countries and territories, and we have more than 260,000 employees. So talking about brands, this is a bunch of the brands we make. Is anybody surprised? Feel free to come off mute of any of these brands. Is there anything you didn't know we made? Or you can throw it in the chat, either one. No, everybody knew every single product we made? Okay, here we go. We got some chat. Starbucks, yes, our beverages side of the business helps bottle those to-go Starbucks coffees that you've probably seen. Tostito, Smart Food, yes, Ocean Spray, that one surprises me every time I look at it. Awesome. So, like we said, we operate in over 200 countries, and you will find unique flavors in different countries to match the taste palette in those countries. So you can see in Russia, we have court crab, China, hot pot, Colombia, we have lemon, etc. So a little bit about our history. I won't go through our entire history, but Pepsi Cola was created in 1898, and then Frito was first created in 1932. And then we combined with Lay's in 1961, and then in 1965 we became the big company of PepsiCo. So then on our most recent acquisition, we have SodaStream in 2018. So a couple of our rewards and recognitions that I wanted to share with y'all. So, Forbes in 2020 called us the best employers for diversity, 2020 world's most ethical companies, world's most respected companies, etc. And then Frito-Lay is very big in diversity and engagement. So what we have is employee resource groups. You may have heard of this, also known as affinity groups. So they're kind of like clubs within PepsiCo. So just to name a couple, we've got Mosaic, which is for African American. We have PAN, which supports Asian Americans, women of color. We have Adelante, which is our Latino and Hispanic group, etc. So we have Valor for Veterans and all of that good stuff. So you don't have to identify with one of these to be part of the group. So for example, I am our site point for women of color, just because I want to learn more about that and help support that as much as I can. So we all know of the racial injustice that our country has saw this year. So PepsiCo has made some huge investments last year and continuing this for Black and Hispanic empowerment. So in terms of our Black journey, so our goals are increasing Black manager population by 30%. We're investing $25 million to establish scholarships for students. We are more than doubling our spending with Black-owned suppliers. And we're also involved in our community. So we're creating a community leader fellowship program, etc. And then for our Hispanic side, we are increasing investments in our Hispanic talent, providing educational support, increasing Hispanic representation. We're also involved in the community as well, so investing $1 million to replicate Southern Dallas Thrives in Chicago. We're doing Food for Good, so helping provide food access in Hispanic communities, etc. So those are kind of what we call our racial equality journey at PepsiCo. So our business priorities, so brand building. So you saw all of our fun brands. You probably saw, our Super Bowl commercial with Mountain Dew or with Matthew McConaughey and the really slim 3D Doritos, him getting in that vending machine. Innovation, you'll see new products like our Flamin' Hot Limon Doritos, which are bomb, by the way. We are coming out with the Krispy Kreme Smart Food popcorn, so I'm really excited to try that. Some of our other business priorities are execution, productivity, and driving cash returns. So a little bit of our portfolio transformation. So we have 3 categories in our portfolio, and more we're investing in the better for you and the good for you. So first is the fun for you. So those are kind of what you would maybe think of as a treat. So some Cheetos, Pepsi, Doritos, maybe what you had at the Super Bowl. Then we have better for you, so a little more on the lighter side, so maybe the diet Pepsi or baked chips. And then we have the good for you, so those that are more nutritional, so hummus, water, kombucha, and overnight oats. So our sustainability focus, so definitely wanting to make sure we're having positive water impact, promoting diversity, climate change mitigation, advancing respect for human rights, and supporting prosperity and education in our communities. We also are big philanthropists at PepsiCo, so we do a lot of donations to water. We help women, waste, nutrition, and we did a lot of donations for COVID-19 relief last year, etc. All right, so now we're going to turn it over to our supply chain leaders to introduce themselves. So first up is Nicole.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, hi everyone. So my name is Nicole. Hometown is Upland, California, and I went to Cal Poly Pomona, so I know most of you are from SLO. And I study industrial engineering. I've been with the company for about half a year now. I've actually had 2 previous internship experience before, so that was really cool. And then now I am in the warehouse as the warehouse SEL. Favorite product that varies day to day. I think here it's kind of dangerous because you get access to just a limited amount of chips every day. Sometimes I'm feeling Sun Chips, other days Doritos and whatnot, but I usually stick to Flaming Hot Cheetos or Sun Chips. And then hobbies, I really enjoy hiking, so I think living up here has been such a great experience because I mean, you can go hiking to numerous places. We've actually been going snowboarding since a lot of snow is falling, so that's been really fun. So I've been doing snowboarding. And then here are some pictures of me and my last internship cruise. So they're at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. I'm next to Chester Cheetah. That was when we were able to go and tell headquarters what our projects were. So that was really fun. They make it really engaging and really fun. I know this year may be a bit different because of COVID, but I don't know. That's it. It's been a great experience so far, and I'm happy. So it's been good.
Awesome. Thanks, Nicole. Next up.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. My name is Julia Conchas, and I am currently packaging manufacturing resource here at the current manufacturing site. We call it current, but it's here in Bakersfield. I've been now with PepsiCo Frito-Lay for 3 years, and I also went to Cal Poly Pomona. I graduated with a degree in food science and technology, and I minored in microbiology. Some of my passions are, well, you see my kids right there, my family. So it's me and my kids. Boyfriend is not pictured, but he was a photographer. I'm also passionate about providing visibility and opportunities to other underrepresented communities that, for example, for which I come from. So I co-lead Women of Color and the Mosaic ERTs here at the current site. I am a mentor to the interns since last year, and I will continue that this year. And I'm also the mentor to the new SEL since 2019. So whenever we get new supply chain leaders, which is similar or the same thing as a manufacturing resource, then I mentor one of them. And that's basically it. I enjoy my role, and that's it.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right, we're going to talk. So I did send a note in the chat that if you're interested in supply chain roles, to please direct message me. We have internships in full time. And then after I go through the supply chain info, you're gonna meet your sales folks, and they're going to go over the sales as well. So if you are interested in sales roles, if you could please direct message Evan Staub, who's on the call, we can get you hooked up with those opportunities. So for supply chain, there is a couple departments that you could work on or get experience in. So production, where we're actually producing the chips, quality to make sure that our chips are at the best standard that they can be for our consumers. We have our maintenance department, so ensuring that our lines that make the chips are running smoothly. Our warehouse, that making sure we're storing and shipping the quality of goods to our customers and our distribution centers, and then transportation. So timely delivering our finished goods to stores and to our product exchange centers, etc. So as an intern, you will make a huge impact. So we have a lot of stuff going on always, so we need help. So you will get real life projects. We don't need more admins. We don't need folks to make copies or anything. We need real life projects. So some projects we've seen are people solving thousands of dollars because they helped us solve a problem, etc. So internship program, very, very cool. Typically 10 weeks. We are still deciding on whether or not it will be virtual or not. Last summer it was virtual due to COVID, and so it's still TBD whether or not it will be virtual. And then for full-time, so if you come join us full-time, whether that's when you're done as an intern or if you come straight off campus full-time, there is a structured onboarding to learn the business. So we call it from seed to shelf. So you'll learn all the way from when we plant the seed to our corn and our potatoes, all the way till it reaches our consumers and the folks who are actually eating our product. So you'll gain a deep understanding of each department that I just walked you through. You will be supervising frontline employees, and then you will be leading a shift. Now, I will say, if you come on board, you likely will be in an off shift. So either third shift or second shift. So third shift is the overnight shift, so graveyard, or second shift, which is 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., around there. So it is not your typical desk job. So Nicole or Julia, do you want to kind of jump here and let them know how much are you at your desk during your job, or what does that look like?
I would say, at least for speaking for myself in my department, I help run the bakery first shift department. I was on third shift about 6 months, and then I was transferred over to first shift. And in the bakery department, I would say I'm at my desk maybe 20% of my day, and the rest is on the floor just checking in with my team. If things are running smoothly and I have side projects or other things that I also want to work on, then I might be at my desk more. It just depends on your team's capability as well. I do trust my team, so there are some days that I have an off floor day, and I just keep my phone with me. Everyone, these are the work phones that we're getting. Everyone has one, so they can just contact me if they need me, and I'll go back out to the floor. Other days, I won't see my desk at all. So it really just depends.
Yeah, for me it's a bit different. I'm in warehouse, and with warehouse, it pretty much drives itself. So I'll go ahead and make runs around the warehouse, but usually I'm at my computer because I do have to be tracking, hey, how are the loads doing? Are they going to be out on time? And then we also go ahead and we manage our team members. So that means that I just need to make sure they're not taking long breaks, or if they're not doing something that they're not supposed to, because we have 40 guys out on the floor, so that is a lot of people out on the floor. So that just helps us manage them. But usually I'll go ahead and do my walk, and it's a pretty big warehouse, so it's pretty good exercise, I would say.
Yes, thanks, Nicole. Yes, it definitely does depend on which department and which job you're in, but yeah, you have such good hands-on learning and experience in these roles. All right, so now I'm going to toss it over to Evan and her sales team.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Kayla. Let me just go ahead and kick it over to Ignacio, who is on our sales squad here with the Frito team, to introduce himself.
Hi, everyone. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well today. My name is Ignacio Martinez. Just a little bit about me personally first before I get into the professional side of the things. I'm originally from Idaho. I grew up in a small town in Idaho called Chalice, Idaho. A lot of stuff to do. Hunting, snowboarding, ATVs, whatever, you name it. A lot of stuff to do in Idaho outdoors. So beautiful landscape. Really enjoyed growing up there. I actually met my wife in high school. We're high school sweethearts. So we've been together for a while now. I think about 13 years now. And we went to college together. We both graduated from Boise State University, and now we have our first little girl. She's actually turning 1 pretty quick here, so it's been awesome to see her grow. She's definitely brought a lot of new entertainment to our life, and I enjoy fishing, like I just mentioned, anything outdoors. I actually got the opportunity to travel with one of my Frito-Lay zones, so that's basically how we break up Frito-Lay's geography here in the U.S. And so we got to go to Alaska, and we caught that 98-pound halibut that you see hanging there. That was a huge catch, so it was a really fun time. And then enjoyed biking outdoors, anything. Really enjoyed football and baseball. Baseball is my favorite, though. Got to root for the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, I had him on my fantasy league this year, but he didn't do too well at the end of the day for me. So, but however, still a fan. And I enjoy catching baseball games, anything with family and with the wife, enjoyed some time. And going into professional side of things, so I actually, when I was going to school, I was actually working full-time with Big 5 Sporting Goods as well in their management program. And so I got a lot of good management experience there at Big 5. And then I came on with Frito-Lay in 2017. And I started off in the Spokane zone in Washington, really tenured. And so I got to learn a lot from everybody. It was a great learning experience, really helped me grow both professionally and personally with challenges that you overcome. It's never a boring day. You're always met with something new, and you got to strategize on how to solve it. And so you definitely learn to deal with different personalities and take on different challenges with your team and the customer. So my training process was a lot of fun. And then when I certified as a district sales leader, I got moved to the Denver Mile High Zone, went first to Yakima in Washington, and I dealt with a different go-to-market system there. It's what we call a traditional bin environment. And so I worked there for about a year and 3 months and got to work with great people and learn a lot of new things and made some lifelong friends. And then and after that in 2019, I was moved to Mile High in the Denver area. And so definitely a fast growing market. So got to see what it takes to be successful in a rapidly growing market, driving a lot of volume in Denver. And so again, there got to get some great experiences, work with fantastic people. So made some lifelong friends there as well. That's probably been one of my favorite things about moving around with Frito-Lay, is just making lifelong friends and meeting great people. And so then I completed my time in Denver here at the beginning of 2020, and I actually transitioned into an associate zone business manager role. So now I'm here in Boise, Idaho. So it's been an adventure here. I've been with the company now for 4 years, so it's been a fun adventure. I've learned quite a bit and just grown a lot professionally and personally. So definitely a fun company to work for, and I would highly recommend it.
Awesome. Hey, thanks very much. And let's get into a little bit of what we do in sales. So as Kayla took us through some of the portfolio that PepsiCo offers, it's pretty vast. And, you know, while our supply chain team, they crank these awesome products out, it is the sales team that is putting these products on the shelf. So if you're in a supermarket or a convenience store, gas station, and you see a bag of Lay's, or if you see, some Pepsi products, those are our sales folks who are going out and servicing those locations, which is pretty neat when we think about how many different stores there are that you could see these products in, right? So if you've been in any kind of marketing class or a sales class, you probably have the 4 Ps ingrained in your head. But that product, price, promotion, and placement, those are our big focus areas and how we want to make sure we're connecting with our consumer to drive profitable growth for the company. And so how we do that is by good stewardship of the business, which is led by our sales associates. So Kayla, we can go ahead and flip to the next slide, and I will give you the download on what this looks like. So if we had to break this role down into 3 buckets, it would be these 3, but I tell you, there is so much breadth and so much diversity packed into our leadership roles in this organization. It is just an incredible experience. And something that I really want to focus on is, while this is a sales role, it's a sales position, it is very focused on leadership. And so something that's unique is that you may get to come right out of school, you go through your training and your onboarding period for, the amount of time that we have, and then you get to lead a team of 20 or so folks to go out and sell these products into the market and connect with customers and consumers. And that can be a lot of responsibility, right? A great chance for you to build those leadership skill sets, and obviously a great look for your resume, right? But how can you support your team in the market and eliminate these obstacles so they can go out and be successful? And the second part of this job, right, is hitting that sales target. So these are goals that you have set for the week or for the period. And as the leader of your team, you are responsible for helping each team member meet these goals so that ultimately your whole team can be successful. So what does this look like? This looks like you're working with store customers, you're working with store managers and walking around to identify, different opportunities for us to sell an incremental product at a store level, and exceeding customer expectations. So we don't want to be one of the companies that comes to a store to service it. We want to be the vendor of choice. So you may have seen things that you get to do in this particular position. And Ignacio, I'll turn it over to you to get your thoughts on how accurate this is, or your experience as a sales associate or SDO.
Yeah, this is definitely a very accurate if you have a pretty good week and everything goes to plan. However, in our business, things can quickly change, and you can have a route that somebody's not able to cover. You have a customer who needs something from you, so things can change very quickly. This is true if you have a very normal week, which those happen every now and then. But yeah, definitely data analysis, office time is very important as well. Market time, you got to develop those relationships with the customers and making sure that the base play and additional sales are being executed out in the market and that you're taking care of the business. With data analysis, if you do that in the beginning of the week in your office, you're going to be able to identify opportunities and strengths and where you need to go drive the business and where the business is going well. So you definitely take a look at the data to identify what the needs are out in the business. So pretty standard if you have a good week, but definitely got to have that preparation in order to have a successful week and plan your week out.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right. So when y'all leave this room, if you have not already, these are our open roles. So we've got our full-time sales management associate as well as sales interns, which Evan just took us through. And then on the supply chain side, we've got our supply chain associate, which is the full-time role, and then the supply chain intern. These are the links that we can certainly send out afterwards. And then it shows the locations of where we're looking to place people. So, feel free. We'd love for you to stay connected with us on social media. So LinkedIn, the Gram, Facebook, Twitter. We also have a podcast called The Unexpected Professor. So you can find that on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And I do want to save time for the mock interview, so we probably have about 5 minutes for questions and answers before we break to that. So does anybody have any questions? Any questions on our roles?
I do have a question. So I'm a second year business student, and I was just looking at the sales role to be more specific. I'm guessing it's probably on the website, but how do you like, how much previous experience do we need?
Yeah, great question. So we recognize that talent comes to us in many different ways, right? So no experience is required. However, we would be interested to know if you have, leadership experience. So is that leading a project in school? Of course, if you have any experience in, grocery or retail, that's going to be a huge win. But don't discount any other internships or any other work experience that you may have had. And again, if you guys are interested in those sales opportunities, feel free to DM me or supply chain GM Kayla.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll say too, just especially for internships, I mean, we know you guys are students and you may not have work experience right away. So any type of like leadership, student involvement, we definitely, elaborate on those experiences, if and when you interview would be very much helpful. Any other questions before we break into mock interviews? Awesome. I think we're good to go then.
Awesome. How do you want me to do the breakout rooms, or do you want to do them?
Yeah, if you could do them, if you just want to put one student with each of us, and then if there's more students than there are us, we can double up. So there can be 2 students per 1 person.
Cool. I can do that.
Yeah, and then PepsiCo folks, once you're done with your mock interviews, feel free, you can hop off.
Sorry, give me 1 second and I will get this.
Yeah, no worries.
We have 1 more student than we do, or 2 more students than we do PepsiCo members. Can I put 2 in a room?
Yeah, put 2 in a room and it doesn't matter with who.
Cool. Okay, the rooms are open.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.